Yo, what's good, everybody? Today I'm going to tell you about the time I started smoking cigarettes. Looking back now, it was honestly one of the dumbest decisions I've ever made. I was young, stupid, and way too curious. But it all started because of one of my best friends. Let's go way back. I was about 10 years old when I met this kid named Dylan at school. We clicked instantly and became best friends. We started hanging out every day after school. I'd go to his house, he'd come to mine. On weekends, we'd always try to have sleepovers. Now here's the thing. I wasn't really a sleepover type of kid. I liked being at home in my own bed. One weekend, my parents said I could sleep over at Dylan's house. We had an awesome day riding dirt bikes and playing Xbox. But around 10 p.m., I started missing home. So I called my mom to come pick me up. My mom wasn't exactly happy, but she knew I hated sleeping away from home. The next weekend, Dylan came to sleep over at my place. We changed clothes and headed outside to play. There was this huge field not far from my house where we always messed around. Now remember, I was actually a pretty good kid. I listened to my parents and stayed out of trouble. But then Dylan reached into his pocket and pulled out a cigarette. He looked at me and asked, "Have you ever smoked before?" I was shocked. I told him no. He lit it up and started smoking. Then he offered me one pull. I should have said no, but I didn't. I took one pull. One pull turned into two. And you already know where this story is going. The next day, we were back in the field. And guess what? We smoked another cigarette. The weekend ended. We watched movies, ate snacks, chilled out, and eventually Dylan went home. And this is where I made the biggest mistake. My dumb self asked my parents for money. They gave it to me without thinking much about it. And somehow, a store actually sold cigarettes to a 10-year-old. Looking back now, that should never have happened. I started sneaking around to the back of my house and smoking every day. I made sure my parents never saw me. And before I knew it, I was hooked. But trust me, this was only the beginning. The stuff that happened after this got way crazier. So if you want part 2, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll tell you what happened next.